Chapter 4 Every Story Needs a Monster. AD 1176, 25th December. Why am I always the monster in the story? It always starts the same way. First that dead silence. I've experienced it when there are no birds chirping. But to feel no wind at all, really no wind at all? Not a bit, nothing stirs, as if the world had stopped breathing, followed by an unprecedented cold, as if a disease were simmering under your skin. Everything gets darker somehow, and at first I thought the sun, or at night the moons, were just covered by a few clouds. It's as if everything loses a little color, as if something is sucking at the essence of everything. Last comes this billowing mist. It reaches just above your feet, but it's so thick that you can't see them in it. It's almost a mass like intertwined ghosts. If anyone asks me how it feels to lose the soul, this is it. Someone sticks their hand in your chest, grabs it and pulls. To them he strode through the forest with an absolution, as if he were the harbinger of death. The leather armor, the cloak, the hood, the mask, all these were black, and all these contours only glided out of the nightly darkness when the glow of the 3 moons peeping through the dense cloud cover granted it. Blood dripped from his blade onto the frosty foliage at his feet. They had left Torvald behind. They knew they were leaving him behind, but their reason succumbed to panic, much like Torvald, now surely to the Black Wolf.
Please! Please!
It was an old man, around 60 probably. He could have put 3 of his lives into this guy, and yet it was the old man who lay before him, and he himself the one with the sword in his hand.
You don't have to do this. I have money. Women.
There he was, holding out his trembling hands to him as if he could almost grasp the mercy he sought in his gaze. The eyes that could be seen through the mask seemed the only human thing about this person, if it was one at all.
By Thorin, please, please, mercy!
The sword was already raised for the swing, but at that last word it seemed to suddenly pause. He saw the man before him bow his head. Mercy?
Yes, my lord, please!
He groveled at his feet. His face was smeared with tears, snot and dirt.
It's the Lord's greatest good. He will have you repaid.
And these were the last words the old man spoke, for whoosh, the point of the blade had slit his throat. While he was still gasping in bewilderment, from the look on his face he had only now begun to grasp the shock. Whence should one take and give mercy who never received any himself? They ran out of the darkness, out of the forest, out of this captivity of trees, towards the light, the clearing, which now turned out to be a precipice. The path here stopped and their footsteps just in time, so that it was only a few pebbles that now clattered down. It was the only sound that filled the night as their breath faltered. From here, there was a breathtakingly view to be had over the forest after all, and in the middle of it all, through the lit torches like a sparkling pearl of refuge, was the village they all grew up in. But there was something else there, behind them, the growl from the chest of something so powerful that it had to belong to someone who echoed from somewhere else entirely, probably even ruled. If you wish to survive, do not rely on mercy. A claw shot out of the darkness and tore those who remained to pieces, which now themselves plunged into the maw of the abyss. Rely on your own strength.